Which states are cracking down hardest on undocumented immigrants in 2025? How are new laws impacting daily life, jobs, and access to basic services? Is it still possible for undocumented immigrants to live safely in these states, or is relocation the only option? With President Trump's mass deportation plan now in full effect, undocumented immigrants are facing some of the strictest laws and enforcement tactics seen in years. While federal authorities lead the charge, individual states are playing a significant role in determining the intensity of these measures. Some states have embraced expanded ICE operations, police crackdowns, and tough employer penalties, making life increasingly difficult for undocumented individuals and their families. The consequences of these policies extend beyond just arrests and deportations. They disrupt entire industries, put public health at risk, and fuel a climate of fear within immigrant communities. Below, we examine the 10 states that have taken the hardest stance on immigration and analyze the impact of these laws on those affected. Tennessee has quickly become one of the most challenging states for undocumented immigrants. In early 2025, Governor Bill Lee approved legislation to create a state immigration enforcement division, allocating $5.5 million to help state police coordinate directly with ICE. As a result, even minor traffic stops now have the potential to lead to detainment and deportation. The state has also introduced a requirement for all non-citizens to have distinct driver's licenses, making it easier for law enforcement to identify and single out undocumented individuals. The crackdown has already had severe consequences. Reports of ICE raids at shopping centers, workplace sweeps, and traffic checkpoints have increased. Hospitals are also facing new reporting requirements, which means undocumented patients could be flagged for deportation when seeking medical care. The fear of enforcement has pushed many families to leave Tennessee entirely, seeking safety in less restrictive states. Florida has doubled down on its anti-immigrant policies, with Governor Ron DeSantis leading efforts to make the state an increasingly hostile place for undocumented residents. Under new state laws, businesses caught hiring undocumented workers now face heavy fines and even criminal charges. This has led to mass layoffs in industries such as agriculture and construction, which historically rely on immigrant labor. The healthcare sector has also been affected, with hospitals now required to report undocumented patients to state authorities. As a result, many immigrants are avoiding medical care altogether, leading to a surge in preventable medical emergencies. Immigration-related arrests in Florida have risen by 42% in just a few months, with police checkpoints and workplace raids becoming routine in cities like Miami, Tampa, and Orlando. Community leaders warn that racial profiling is on the rise, and many undocumented families are choosing to leave the state due to safety concerns. Texas has always been tough on immigration, but in 2025, Governor Greg Abbott introduced new measures that significantly expand the role of local law enforcement in immigration enforcement. Under the SP4 law, local police now have the authority to arrest and detain undocumented immigrants without ICE involvement. This means that even a minor traffic violation could result in deportation. Border cities such as El Paso and Laredo have been hit hardest, with deportation rates skyrocketing by 48% since the law took effect. Racial profiling has also become a widespread concern, as Latinos are being stopped by police at record-high rates. Businesses are facing new challenges as well, with mandatory E-Verify screening leading to mass layoffs across industries like construction, food service, and landscaping. As deportations rise, detention centers are becoming overcrowded, with reports of worsening conditions for detainees. Arizona has long been known for its tough stance on immigration, and 2025 is proving no different. The state has reintroduced the controversial "Show Me Your Papers" law, which allows police to question anyone about their immigration status during routine stops. This policy has led to increased racial profiling, with a 2025 report from the Phoenix Sun finding that Latinos in Arizona are now 52% more likely to be stopped by police than other racial groups. Beyond law enforcement, Arizona has cut state-funded benefits for undocumented immigrants, including healthcare programs and in-state college tuition. The new employer penalties have also resulted in mass job losses, leaving many undocumented residents without work or resources. For those who remain in the state, daily life is becoming increasingly precarious, with reports of police harassment and deportation sweeps on the rise. Georgia has adopted one of the strictest policies in the country, with a new law requiring all police departments to check immigration status during any arrest, even for minor offenses. This means that a routine traffic stop for something as simple as a broken taillight could lead to deportation. Immigration-related arrests have increased by 58% in just 6 months. The crackdown has extended beyond law enforcement. Georgia has also cut state funding for programs that previously provided healthcare, housing assistance, and legal aid to undocumented immigrants. Lawmakers are even pushing for legislation that would make it illegal for undocumented individuals to rent homes or apartments, which could force thousands of families to flee the state. South Carolina has introduced strict employer verification laws, making it illegal for businesses to hire undocumented workers. This has led to mass layoffs and economic instability for industries that once depended on immigrant labor. Law enforcement officers have also been granted expanded powers to detain undocumented individuals, leading to a 63% increase in immigration-related arrests. Similarly, Alabama has increased workplace raids and neighborhood sweeps, with undocumented students losing access to in-state college tuition and scholarships. Mississippi has intensified efforts by criminalizing landlords who rent to undocumented tenants, forcing many families into homelessness. Louisiana's new Stop and Verify law allows police to check immigration status during any routine stop, leading to a 74% surge in deportations. The state has also banned landlords from renting to undocumented tenants, creating a housing crisis for many immigrant families. Meanwhile, West Virginia has implemented the most extreme policies of all, cutting off access to jobs, housing, and state assistance programs. Law enforcement in cities like Charleston and Morgantown now actively check IDs at bus stations, shopping centers, and even schools, making life nearly impossible for undocumented residents. For those living in states with aggressive deportation policies, staying informed and prepared is critical. Knowing your legal rights during an immigration stop or raid can help protect you from unlawful detention. Keeping important documents, such as work permits and emergency contact information, readily accessible is also essential. Staying updated on local policies is another crucial step. While some cities and states are intensifying their crackdown, others still offer legal protections and support networks for immigrants. Connecting with legal aid organizations can make a significant difference in navigating the complex immigration landscape. Finally, having a family and safety plan in place can help mitigate the chaos and uncertainty associated with potential deportation. The wave of new immigration laws in 2025 has made life extraordinarily difficult for undocumented immigrants across the United States. While some states remain relatively hospitable, others have enacted policies designed to drive immigrants out through increased policing, employment restrictions, and housing bans. Whether these states are going too far or simply enforcing the law remains a topic of heated debate. What is clear, however, is that for many undocumented individuals, staying in these states has become an increasingly untenable choice.